everybody.
Hello, everyone.
How's everybody doing today? Hey, we're so glad that you all tuned in and are looking at our YouTube channel. This is kind of a first endeavor for us. It's American in Antigua, and since we are American and we are in Antigua, hey, we're excited. We're excited to be here, and we're excited to have you. So we decided we're going to shoot a number of videos for people who, maybe coming here kind of want to know what our life is like while we're here in Antigua, what it takes to get over here, or, hey, what are some things over here that you can do? So we'll be, as I said, shooting a number of videos. So why are we here? Why are we here in Antigua, Joya?
Well, the main reason we're here is because I'm in medical school in Antigua, and I go to AUA Medical School.
Yay.
And so, of course, my husband, who wanted to support me, we both moved together. And, that's pretty much the main reason why we're here.
Yep. So we're moved here because she's got to go to medical school. So here we are. So couple things just want to cover on this video. Kind of the pre-trip preparations, what we did, what the actual travel was like. And then once we got here, things that we, experienced. So right off the bat, one of the things you have to make sure before you come to anywhere really right now during this COVID times, you have to have a COVID test. So originally their recommendation was 7 days before, or 3 days before, and then they changed it to 7 days before. So anyway, we got our test probably 4 days before.
Did you want to say which airlines that was, honey?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't. It doesn't matter which airlines, actually. It's not the airline, it's actually the country that requires you.
Okay.
So we had the test, and it was free. If you have insurance or don't have insurance, whatever, it is a free test. So you have to have your COVID test. It has to come back negative. Second thing is you have to have your passports. And with the passports, originally when I applied for them, they were saying, 10 to 12 weeks. I applied somewhere around 11 weeks. And then as we got to about a month before, they said it was going to be 18 to 20 weeks, and it kind of shocked me.
Yeah. So moral of the story is apply way before they tell you to.
Way before, absolutely, way before, because right now it's around 18 to 20 weeks. So, and the funny thing was we already had our passports, but they require you to have 2 years of unexpired passports, and ours actually expired next year. So I just wanted to do the right thing and get it ahead of time. Well, anyway, so we got the passports. We're happy about that. And then next it came, planning to, kind of get rid of our stuff. I mean, we have a whole house full of items. So we had to make a determination what we're going to do with our stuff.
Yeah, that was probably the hardest part because we really didn't know what we were going to do with our car. We didn't know what we were going to do with our dog because many of you don't know, but there's a process that you have to put in way ahead of time also for your pet. We had a whole house full of, a lifetime full of belongings that we had to get rid of.
Yeah, so most of the stuff we actually, kind of gave away. Some stuff we sold. And, I really want to thank my parents because they came there to Arizona and they stayed for a month and they end up helping us get rid of the rest of the stuff that we had. And then our, friends, the Robersons, they kept our beloved little Laura Fauntleroy, so we appreciate them. Make sure you take care of my dog. So that was kind of the pre-trip part. So then, so it's time to fly. We're getting ready to go. It's the day of. I always get to the airport, 2 hours before, so we're leaving out. And I get a text as we're putting stuff in the car that says the flight was actually canceled because COVID. They end up laying off a lot of people, so they didn't have enough crews to fly us from Phoenix over to Miami. So what we had to do was the next day we had to reroute our plane, so we ended up flying to Cali, California, and then to Miami, and then to Antigua.
That is right. And we weren't happy about that because we had to stay in our mask for pretty much the majority of the time. But when we looking back at the whole trip, that was really minor on the scale of, everything else went smoothly from that point on.
Right, absolutely. So yeah, so we made it through that. Obviously, first world problems, So we fly in, we get to Antigua. It's so beautiful, and then the first thing you have to do is you have to go through, immigration, customs, and all that.
Yeah.
So because we were going to private housing, we had to actually either quarantine for 14 days or take a COVID test and quarantine for 48 hours.
A COVID test at the airport that you can pay for. I don't know if they still do it, but if you do not want to quarantine for the 14 days, this was for us who lived in private housing, mind you, not campus housing. I think that's how they differentiate the housing.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't government, campus housing. It was private housing. So we had the choice. We could take the COVID test at the airport and only quarantine for, I think, 48 hours.
Yeah, 48 hours.
And
right.
It was $100 a piece, U.S. dollars. And so they took our test right there at the airport. And they said that they would get in contact with us, but after calling, probably texting and calling 2 or 3 times, we finally had to go a little bit above and beyond to find out what our results were, because we were starting to get a little anxious to get out and see the island.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you get to this beautiful place and you're quarantined, and I get it, and I want to be quarantined. Trust me, I want everyone here to be safe. I want to be safe, but after looking at this beautiful island and the water and stuff, and you not being able to go to the beach, you're like, I want to go. So anyway, we got the approval, and we were probably 3 days in.
Yeah, 3 days.
Yeah, so we got the approval, and so we shot out. And actually, before we shot out, we had rented a car. I had called this car rental place, and the lady actually brought the car to us, which was awesome. So she filled out everything. We got the temporary driver's license, which was $20, and hey, we were off. So we went to the beach, enjoyed the beach for a minute, and then we went and got something to eat, which was a nice restaurant.
Yeah, it was nice. It was beautiful, right on the shore, and food was delicious.
Yeah, it was great. Nice. So then after that, a little bit later, we went ahead and bought a truck, so that, we wouldn't have to rent every day. So so that's pretty much it. So that's from Arizona to California to Miami, and then to Antigua, and then finally out of quarantine. So that's kind of how our trip, to Antigua has been so far. And obviously we've been here for a few months. And we'll cover some other things that we've experienced while we were here. So, Shaz.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
We want to bring out the fact that when we first got here and we had to quarantine, of course we couldn't go out. So for food, they have several delivery places that are around our area, and I'm sure every area has delivery places that are close to them. But we were able to order American food. The first day, or comfort food that we're used to back in America, because they serve American food here.
Right.
So we're able to get pizza, wings, fries, and that was delivered to us. And we were also able to have groceries delivered through a place called Walmart. And people were just so kind here. They were gracious enough to help us out. And on the first day, one person actually went to the store for us. So.
Yeah, that was pretty nice. Pretty nice of them. So, so the place is beautiful. The people are beautiful, just as beautiful as the place is. So, we're really blessed to be here. So, that pretty much wraps up our first video. So, just know that there will be subsequent videos, which are going to include the driving.
Yes, please talk about the driving.
Yes, we will definitely talk about the driving. It's doable, but it is interesting.
Very interesting.
Very interesting. Getting supplies that you're accustomed to. Most of us are used to running to the big box store and getting whatever we need. It's a little different here. It's not one-stop shopping necessarily. It's you kind of have to search around. So we're also going to talk about the weather here. What is the weather like on the island?
Beautiful.
So it's beautiful. but interesting. We'll talk about the beaches, maybe some shots of some of the nice beaches that I've already been to, which is a number of them. Joy has been to a few as well. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk more about the food, which Joy kind of alluded to earlier, and kind of the COVID steps that they're taking here now. We'll give you the up-to-date information on what they're doing right now. So body temperature checks, sanitation, things like that. So we'll cover that in our next video.
Yep, sounds good.
Sounds good. Well, hey, thank you all for watching. We appreciate your time, and have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.